Okay, this is the first game of the Legacy Cup, and we are starting with Matthew Tones versus Lorenzo Soma, the organizer of the league. Matthew Tones on top of the screen on a deck with blue, I'm not sure which one yet, against Lorenzo Soma on the bottom of the screen, one of our Planeswalker contributors. And I believe this is Matthew's hand here on a blue-white artifact deck. Let's take a look at Mr. Creek's hand. He seems to be on a mono red Painter's Servant deck using Grindstone to finish the player off. I put the top two cards of the player's library into the player's graveyard. If both cards share at least one color, repeat this process. Painter's Servant says all cards that aren't in play, spells and permanents, are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. Which means that, because it's not saying all spells, it says all cards. So lands also are that color. Now he shows blue probably because he's got cards against blue, yeah, and that means that well, he won't be able to do it next turn unless he draws another. Now he can. No, he can't play Jaya Ballard. Normally, he would also use Blood Moon, but with he is actually going for the Blood Moon rather than waiting a turn to try and Grindstone for the win on turn 3. So see the Jaya Ballard coming down. Oh, and yep. Okay, so Grindstone's coming down here. It's not what I expected. I would have expected he won't be able to get there because he turned his own ancient tomb into a mountain. PS he has not realized this yet. I'm going to try and start up a new client to get that box out of the way. For now, we'll watch from this screen. So second Painter's Servant coming down. Destinite will come down here from tap or untap type permanent. They'll soon get a disconnect because my new client is starting up. Then we'll switch
Your
to a
tournament
new
has started.
Yep. So right now, this ought to be stopping. This is weird. Okay, we're getting disconnect. Watch. So I want to exit. Yes. So now it ought to have switched to the new client, which is apparently still loading. Yes. So Mr. Creek is the winner here with Grindstone for the win. Okay. So I'll take a look at the next game. Alma Boy has won. So Evan has won against Kyle. Take a look at Schweinerman versus Emerson J. Lardy. Schweinerman on what seems to be oh wait. Yeah, this is somewhat of a special deck. This is the hand of Schweinerman. Yes. So yes, Young Pyromancer. Yeah, it seems to be a spell-based deck combined with some Delver. And some Delve cards. Okay, so you see, and the other side is also playing the Delver and also Tarmogoyf. So let's take a look at what Emerson's hand there is. So he seems to be on a Sultai version of the deck. Interestingly, he could go for a Toxic Deluge being one, killing both the Pyromancer and the Elemental token without actually losing anything for himself except for one life. Now he's going to swing in first. Now he still might go for the Toxic Deluge because playing the Toxic Deluge before. Oh wait, no. Yeah, no, he doesn't seem to be planning on going for that. Toxic Deluge would possibly be countered by a Force of Will discarding a Snapcaster Mage. Now, okay, so what is he? Is he going to follow that up with? Oh, he's got an Abrupt Decay. Will that be met with a Force of Will? If it is, it's going to be a huge blowout when that Toxic Deluge comes into. Yep. So Force of Will, discarding the the Snapcaster Mage here. Take a look at what Schreiner. Yeah. So the only card he'll have this deck afterwards will be the Gurmag Angler. Not sure whether he should have done it, because that flying creature is going to be a ton of problems. The Snapcaster Mage could have dealt with it. Oh, Abrupt Decay can't be countered. Yeah, Schreiner is regretting his decisions. Oh, Schreiner. Yeah, okay. Let's jump in. Perhaps join up with Machu again.
A player has quit the tournament.
Yeah, so now we see Schreiner quitting the tournament. And a Pyroblast destroying Pitting Needle. Probably Pitting Needle has named Grindstone. Take a look at what Mr. Creek's got. He's got a Grindstone. Force of Will took down the Elemental Blast. And grindstones entering the battlefield. Oh, now discard from Simian Spirit Guide to get Magus of the Moon on the battlefields. So let's take a look at will he be needing that one? Now he draws. Oh yeah, and he would actually be needing a white to use Stormforge Mystic. So yeah, this is that Magus of the Moon really was a big deal here. Not sure. Did he search up the, or did he just play it? It seems he just played it, so it's not like he could have chosen for a red source. Choosing not to go for the double Magus and attacking strategy. He's drawn, Mr. Creek has drawn a lightning bolt. Now we'll take care of Stoneforge Mystic. City of Traitors tapping for red now that every non-basic land is a mountain. And the second Magus of the Moon will be coming in here. And I believe we will start seeing some swings from Now, interestingly, the Deceiver Exarch can enter the battlefield and take care of one of those recruiters. And if he can get a fourth, if Matthew can get a fourth mana source, he can actually play Splinter Twin and just win the game with an infinite. So you see a Spell Pierce here, it's not going to do too much. It's interesting that the Deceiver Exile did not come down in pre-battle tapping down Magus of the Moon, and it shows to take the combat. No, okay, wait. No, Mr. Creek has nothing in hand, and yes, so. Okay, so will we see the infinite here from Matthew? Did he draw his fourth land? Nope. Did not draw his fourth land, and he will be forced to wait again to try and get that fourth mana source. Now I think, yeah, so we just see a mountain coming down here from Mr. Creek, aka Lorenzo. I think Matthew's in a commanding position here, since he can go infinite and there's no real threat of, oh, and Brainstorm could be good. Let's see, so found this fourth mana source. I think he will be able to survive until he can use that. Not to mention that he will actually be able to force of will anything that might want to deal with him, deal with his plan. So yeah, I think this game goes to Matthew here. We just see another land coming down here for Lorenzo, just not having any luck. You might think he could still bring this game in, but with a Splinter Twin, that's not going to be the case. Yep, and so now we'll see a Splinter Twin on Deceiver Exarch for the win. One person being screwed, the other person being flooded. Combo for the kill. 20 Deceiver Exarchs ready to rumble. Okay, so final game. Final game between Lorenzo Soma and Matthew Tones on the bottom of the screen, and his hand. Yep, this is his hand on the bottom as well. Whilst Lorenzo Soma on the top of the
tournament.
Okay, so apparently we've got a second quit. That means we won't be forced to. Okay, so what will that be exiling exactly? Possibly a Magus, or just the Blood Moon itself, yes. Is he going for a Magus on turn 1? Yes, he is going for Magus of the Moon on turn 1 immediately, but that will be met with a Force of Will here, I believe. Magus of the Moon met with a Force of Will. Possibly exiling either a counterspell or the Ponder, and he chooses to go for the counterspell. I think that's the right choice. It's going to be very hard to get to enough mana for the. I think I'll play that one first and play Ponder. Oh, yeah, so he's going for Pitting Needle on Grindstone. I think I would have waited for a Painter's Servant to come down before naming. Before playing Pitting Needle on a Grindstone. But I guess he is really prioritizing getting that Stoneforge Mystic onto the battlefield before it's and for yeah. So if I was going for the Pitting Needle, should have probably gone for Flooded Strand Cracker Plains, Crack for a Plains, or Crack for an Island, depending on what is your most important. Second Blood Moon from the top here really makes it hard on Matthew. He's going to need to find a source of any kind to be able to. And he's interesting play here, Simian Spirit Guide being played to get a 2/2. 3 mana bear. Matthew Tones being completely screwed over by the fact that he is not. I guess actually looking back, I think the play of a Flooded Strand into a Plains going for a Pitting Needle would have been the best play. But personally, I probably would have gone for Volcanic Islands and then using Ponder. Okay, so we see a Ponder here. Okay, so Flooded Strand. Shows to keep all his cards. Not sure. Perhaps he's got the combo in the next 3 cards. I see a Painter Servant coming down here. he's got a red elemental blast and red elemental blast in hand. Choosing to keep that up rather than play Shattering Speed on Pitting Needle because he does not have a Grindstone yet. Okay, so we see a Brainstorm here. No, I don't know what he's trying to do there. Okay, so interestingly, none of the cards that were kept on top were actually part of the combo. And it seems he just kept them on top because they were lands. Did he already play a land this time? Oh yeah, I played Flooded Strand. Guess he should have brainstormed and then played the island to be able to use an Exarch. And I see a Pitting Needle. Will that be played for? Yeah, naming Grindstone again. So 2 Pitting Needles on Grindstone. He's got a 5-turn clock on the opponent's side, which is really long in oh yeah. So we'll just be able to Shattering Spree for 2 here. Yep. Should not have played the Pitting Needle out yet if he was just going to name Grindstone, but I can get why he would do it, because there might have been an artifact and then followed up with a Grindstone. But yeah, he got punished for that here. So Sean was patiently waiting. Not sure why he kept the Flooded Strand and everything on top, like why he kept the lands all on top, but see a lightning bolt coming down here trying to push through damage. Sukri going for the aggressive strategy here. And the Deceiver Exarch will be coming down, stemming the flow, probably tapping down. Well, it doesn't really matter which one he's tapping down, but interesting that it shows not to tap down any opposing creatures. Was that on his end step? See the Exarch jumping in front of the Simian Spirit Guide. And stemming the flood quite well. Sounds. Yep. Still no white source from Matthew here. I'm assuming most of his light source will be so Creek revealing his red elemental blast here, probably not as planned, and he will be going for red elemental blast on Deceiver Exarch. Now if Matthew is able to draw into Twin early enough, then That will come back to bite Mr. Creek. And we'll see a Bustamite coming down here, tapping down Simian Spirit Guide to slow down the clock, I'm assuming. No, he's going for the City of Traitors. I am not sure why he's going for the lands again. Oh, it's probably because of Grindstone? Yeah, so it would have actually been endgame if Grindstone had come down here this turn. So Matthew taking a better decision here than me, even though he calls himself a legacy noob. It seems he is a bit better. See 3 damage coming through here from Painted Servant. Painted Servant and Simian Spirit Guide. And take a look at whether Matthew has the combo. No, he's got a Battle Skull. That's not going to be enough. So that playing that second Pitting Needle lost him the game. And Mono Red's Painter Servant wins the game. Takes down the match, I believe, 2-1. And we'll be able to go up to second round. Okay, so Bob Devenissa left the tournament. Grindstone. For the victory. Okay, so we'll take a look at so apparently I can already see Emerson's hand, and I just need to go take a look at if this is Emerson's hand. Oh, he's on the top of the screen. Now I'll be able to take a look at Lord Prophet, who is turn 1. And he seems to be on Omniscience build. There's plenty of ways of cheating it out and then trying to find Enter the Infinite. See a Brainstorm here. Oh, no. I was thinking of another card, but Layer Vault, will it change anything? I don't think so, because I don't think the infinite. Oh wait, it might stop Enter the Infinite. I'm not sure how that's worded. I'd have to look that up. I'll do that real quick. Okay, so you've got Enter the Infinite. Oh yeah, so draw cards equal to the number of cards in your library. So if Layer Vault comes down, I believe Lord Prophet will have no way of winning the game. See a Ponder here, searching for a card he needs. Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I'm thinking intuition will probably be searching for the combo card next turn. Time Knife coming down here. Will Leovold be fast enough? I think it will be. Come down next turn. So we'll see an intuition unless Lord Prophet manages to draw whatever way he has of cheating out Omniscience. Preordain. Now, interestingly, if he chooses to go for a daze, that might come back to bite him, because he won't be able to. Okay, so we see intuition. Intuition is an instant, since starting the turn simply by attacking. Now will he go for Leovold? If he does, he's got the game, but he doesn't know that, so this will be very interesting to see what exactly he thinks he's playing against. We might also see him going for Hymn to Torach, which could be disastrous by taking down Omniscience or any of the big cards he needs. So what is he going for? Could brainstorm and Hymn to Torach. He's going for Hymn to Torach. Now that might, if he played Leovold, he was sure to be and he hit a blood. Oh my god! Oh my god! So this is completely and utterly disastrous. So yeah, Omniscience and so both Omniscience and Enter the Infinite were discarded. Then yeah, there we see a concession. Oh my god! Oh, that was the most powerful Hymn to Torach I've seen, I think. Take a look at how Macho is doing right now. That's the full graveyard. See Griselbrand in exile. So I think this is Reanimator versus Blue White. Oh, we'll try and take a look at the opponent's hand here. And so you see a Jace the Mind Sculptor here. That might come down. So keeping up a Deceiver Exarch seems like a good way to win against Reanimator. Okay, so you see an Entomb. What does he have in his graveyard? Oh no, what is he going to put in his graveyard? It's an important question. Swords to Plowshares, going to be so he's going for an Elesh Norn. That will take care of Vendilion Clique as it enters the battlefield. Swords to Plowshares won't help him there. Take a look, will he fetch up another land with Luminous? No, he's going for 2 red. Exhume, bringing back, so he seems to be a Ragdoll's build with some white creatures in it because, well, Reanimator doesn't really care about colors. Except for the cards. Doesn't really care about the colors of the creatures it brings back. It only cares about... Let's take a look. Actually, the Exhume here is going to be pretty nasty. Because Stoneforge Mystic can come back. Oh, yeah, he chooses to go for True Name Nemesis and that's immediately destroyed. So he should have actually gone for Stoneforge Mystic to get as much value from it as he could, but so taking a look at what cards could be brought back by Snapcast Mage, you know, so he could come back Snorts, Plowshares, Ponder. No, he needs another reanimating target and another reanimation card in order to be able to. Kyle needs in order to be able to try and win this thing. Now Jace will start fate sealing Kyle probably. Oh no, he's brainstorming. And he's finding lots of good stuff. I mean, that is just brutal. Choose to do away with Spell Pierce, which is something I think I would have done away with one Force of Will. And then I would have kept the Spell Pierce up. Okay, look at Kyle's hand here. So he's got 2 Griselbrands in hand, Reanimation and a Dark Ritual, none of which is going to help him in the situation. What he was really hoping for was a loot card, so the... Why do I forget the card when I play Reanimation so much? Draw 2, discard 2 with Flashback. Jay's going to brainstorm here again. Think what he should have done. Wait, did he have a way of changing the cards? Nope, we still got the Spell Pierce. Yeah, so see Stoneforge Mystic coming down here likely. Battle Skull. We'll speed up the clock. If we take a look at Kyle's hand, does he find it? Nope, he finds an animating dead. I can actually bring back a card from the opponent's graveyard, and will we be seeing a Vendilion Clique or a True Name Nemesis? Spell Pierce is going to take care of the reanimate and the animate dead. Dark Ritual, giving him the mana to pay for the Spell Pierce. Force of Will to deal with the I'm actually surprised at the concession game here. I think I would have waited one more turn to try and take a look at our earlier match here. 3 Enter the Infinites and 2 Omniscience versus an Insectile Aberration and 1 land. I have no idea what happened in this game, but it must have been interesting as fuck. I am sad to have missed this game. Defense Grid, Ancient Tomb, yeah, Brainstorm. So no counter spells here. Has Emerson been on 1 land the entire fucking... Oh no, he's had a Wasteland that he used. He's got a Polluted Delta. Oh my, yep. And Emerson takes the game on 1 land. 1 bloody land. Well, technically 2, but still. My god. Take a look at the reanimation deck here again. Versus Blue-Eyed Flash. I think this is a pretty bad matchup for the reanimation. So if he manages to find the right cards here, could go off without a hitch. Spell Pierce, meaning that if it doesn't go off on turn 1, he might be in trouble. Until we can actually take down the Spell Pierce. Oh. Oh. Wait. I never thought of using that way. So he dot seizes himself to discard Griselbrand. Well, that's interesting. That'll be met with a Spell Pierce. But that's found to animate dead, so unless Matthew can find something of a brainstorm, if he even goes for a brainstorm, I think Griselbrand will be coming down. And we see no answer in Matthew's hand here. It's actually very interesting. Does it go for a Stoneforge Mystic, trying to accelerate himself, or does it go for... Yeah, so he's keeping up the brainstorm, technically. I think I would have played the brainstorm first to see whether I drew either a Spell Pierce or the other cards, Assaults to Plowshares. Because now if Matthew doesn't draw into the right, it doesn't draw into a blue spell, okay, so yeah, we see a Containment Priest, which is really good. But yeah, we see a Ponder as well. That could have been good if Brainstorm was cast during his turn. Now, Griselbrand coming down, paying 7 life, drawing 7 cards, allowing him to discard the Elesh Norn at end of the battle. At the end step, he can also cast Unmask if he wants to. It's called Dark Ritual, 2 Dark Rituals, so you'll be able to play Sire of Insanity with barely any problems. Choosing to go for the Unmask here. Now it would be very important to see which cards, because yeah, Containment Priest is going to come down for Matthew next turn probably. But yeah, Griselbrand being resolved, the Dark Rituals being allowing the Sire of Insanity. Yeah, nope. I think I would have gone for the Pendler because I'm not afraid of a Stoneforge Mystic at this point in the game. Pestamites. See, I'm more irritated by a Pestamite than okay, Lotus Petal. We'll be seeing the Dark Ritual into Sire of Insanity. I would love that play, so... I mean, he can actually even just fire up all the Dark Rituals he wants, just because he'll lose them anyway. He might also just want to keep them. But to be honest, what are you going to do with the Dark Rituals at that point in a game? Like, you've already cheated out of Griselbrand, out of Sire of Insanity, forcing the opponent to discard his entire hand, and you basically got game. So choosing not to go for the 2 Dark Rituals into Sire of Insanity, probably because it thinks it's not necessary, but if there was, for example, a Daze from the opponent, if he drew into a Daze with Ponder, that would have actually been important. So Containment Priest coming down here from Matthew and forcing him to discard everything. So now we're top decking with Kyle. Yeah, we don't even get to see top deck from Matthew because this is just not going to work. Right, so we're taking a look at another match with the Mono-Red Painter Servant. Hasn't found Painter Servant yet, and Jaya Ballard will be met with a Daze. Apparently we haven't allowed. Yeah, so the Daze didn't really do anything, because he still had 1 mana from the Ancient Tomb. Well, that's ridiculous. Man, yeah, that was 1 misplayed Daze. Not to mention, I think he had both mana up, and he... Okay, so yeah, Elmer Boy just concedes upon seeing Jaya Ballard enter the battlefield. So we are going for round 3 soon, I believe.
A player has quit the tournament.
Sorry, I'll bring back.
A player has quit the tournament.
So how many people do we have left here? Leyline of Sanctity, ready to go. Yep, and that will actually well, it won't stop pyroblasts, it won't stop attacks coming in, so it's not a certain win. In fact, I believe with his hand, Scrake's just going to win due to damage. That, yeah, no, we can't throw away the Grindstone to Chromox because it doesn't have a color, so we can't add colorless because it has no color. Colorless isn't a color. Choose to play the Grindstone. Just because it doesn't really have any use for it. Okay, so days to add to the spell PS. And will we see a Blood Moon trying to come down here? We will see a Blood Moon trying to come down here. Will it be met with a Daze? Nope. We met with a Spell PS. If it was met with a Daze, it would be crushed by a Simian Spirit Guide. It would actually resolve to Simian Spirit Guide, but right now there's no way for him to stop it. If he wanted to resolve that, he should have played Chromox first, but even then Daze could have come down after the spell PS. You see a show and tell, no mana to play it with. I think we'll be seeing a Simian Spirit Guide being played in actual time. For now we'll see Painter Servant coming down, naming blue, and 2 Pyroblasts up to counter any of Evan's shenanigans. Chromox coming down as well. Which card will you discard to it? I think the Lightning Bolt. That actually sounds like the least important. You could also name the Simian Spirit Guide. I put the Simian Spirit Guide. Choosing to go for the Lightning Bolt. Oh yes, actually could. Oh yes, Pyroblast can take care of Leylines of Sanctity. And that Daze is coming down at the wrong moment. Like that is just not. Nope. Nope. Just pay for it here. He'll play the second Pyroblast next turn, and that will take down Leyline. That will take down Leyline of Sanctity, and then Grindstone will immediately be able to activate and kill the opponent. Yep. So yes, so this game goes to Lorenzo as well. Good going. And this was due to a misplay. If he had actually kept the Daze back until he was certain I would counter a spell, the second red elemental blast would have probably come down, and that would have been taken down by the Daze. So, oh, that is interesting. Might actually see that come to bite. Yeah, this could actually. Yeah, so we know he's got a red elemental blast in hand. Will he be using that on Leyline of Sanctity now? He will. That will actually mean. Yeah, that's gonna be game. Because there's no counterspell for Evan here. If he had kept the days, he could have stopped it, but nope. Just nope. Two ley lines of Sanctity being dealt with by Pyroblasts. Not sure what's going on here. Yeah, so huh. Well, he can get show and tell. Play the Grizzlebrand. No Syrian Spirit Guide coming down here for. Oh, nope, Syrian Spirit Guide is coming down here for Lorenzo. Because why not? And Grizzlebrand can draw some cards, but Grindstone's going to be basically. There's no answer for Grindstone. Guess if he drew really well, perhaps he would have had some way of generating enough mana to play a Leyline of Sanctity and drawing the Leyline as well. But yeah. Not sure why we're not just seeing Grindstone in the field. Grindstone going for the kill. I think actually I would have probably just drawn 7 cards because you might draw Pity Kneel. Yeah. Oh, the Emrakuls will actually ensure that Grindstone does not win Lorenzo the game. Oh my god, I did not think of that. That's protection from mill. Yeah. So that was why he waited until Griselbrand used his ability. It was because he knew of the Emeralds, and he was hoping that Evan's hand would be 4 Emeralds and something else. I think because I didn't think of yeah, actually putting an enemy in your sideboard is basically a good idea because one slot just take down mill decks is that sounds like a good idea because there's not really that much mill decks in Legacy, but still takes down an entire archetype of winning. Now I feel like playing a deck that just it's interesting that those red elemental blasts, or wait, those pyroblasts, they took down the ley line of sanctity, and then the game was won on an entirely different axis, with Griselbrand just coming down and the Emeralds taking down Grindstone. So in hindsight, those Leyline of Sanctus really did not matter, and those Pyroblasts would have been way better spent trying to fight off threats like Griselbrand, like, well, I guess you can't fight off Miracles because they've got protection from colored spells, but they can't be, well, spell to get, actually yes, the spells to get Griselbrand and Emrakul into the field would have been able to be countered by the Pyroblasts, so keeping them back and just going for an aggressive route would have been so much better for Lorenzo here and could have probably won him the game. He was trying to defeat those Leyline of Sanctities, all just play a grind to activate a Grindstone and go nowhere. Was what lost him the game here. So normally Grindstone is a game winner, but not in this particular setting. Another Grindstone activation. And this time he shows himself. Milling yourself can win you the game in certain strategies, but not when you're Mono Red Painter Servant. Okay, so we're into the finals here. We'll take a look at Emerson versus Evan here. Both of them going 2-0, going got 6 points of won previous 2 games. So this is for the final here, and we see the wait, was this the? I believe this was the show and tell deck, like sneak attack, sneak and show, and then opponent is Emerson is on a more controlling type of deck. Delver. Delver is important. I believe we will see a turn 1 Delver. Nope. Panda choosing to. I think I would have gone for Delver, but perhaps he's searching for some answers, some counter spells. Wasteland, for example. Take a look at Evan Sand. Does he have anything against the Wasteland? He's got a Spell PS. Daxian Probe. Look at the opponent's hand, so he'll know to keep up the Spell PS. Brainstorm. Oh wait, no. Spell PS takes down spells, but Wasteland isn't a spell. This is non-creature, instant sorcery, Brainstorm. Yeah, it's got a Brainstorm. I mean, come on, what else can you do? It's just going to be Wasteland and Delvered. Wasteland and Delvered. Try to find that. An extra land is what it needs to do. So you can. It's found in Volcanic Island. It's found in Simian Spirit Guide. Both of those things will be able to generate mana. Still needs show and tell. So actually, I'm quite liking his current draws here. I should just do away with the Brainstorm. Wasteland, taking down the Volcanic Islands. Turn 2 Delver. Nope. Apparently he's going to keep up Brainstorm. Which is just going to be Spell Queller, I believe. Nope, here comes down comes the Delver in post combat. So it probably was just a click too many for Emerson there. Brainstorm. Now we're actually getting close to that sneak attack here. With 4 mana. Yep, next turn he'll be able to sneak attack, bring in the Griselbrand. he's actually going to go for a sneak attack right now. And that's a convert mana cost of 4. So the Abrupt Decay won't be able to deal with it. Oh, and a daze from the top, that would have been game, but like that would have stopped a sneak attack, but yep, and we'll see a Brainstorm, find a Force of Will, but that's not going to do anything. Sneak attack's just going to. On the other hand, yep, you can just. Yeah, so Griselbrand's going to come down. It's going to draw cards, and afterwards it will die. But then there will be new fuel for the Griselbrand. There will be new fuel due to the Griselbrand, not for the Griselbrand. Yep, and so you'll be able to sneak attack the Emrakul as well. Take a look at our side match here. This was second and third place. I'm actually hoping to see this deck go off because it's so fucking cool if it works. But I don't remember how it got the sheeted out the Omnisigns again. So Cunning Wish will be able to take a card from, I believe, sideboard. It is. And that's going to search up an Intuition. I would have thought that yeah, so I would have thought that he'd go for whatever ways he has for sheeting out Omnisigns, but he's gone for another. Perhaps he's got 4 of those cards in his deck and he can't put any one of those in his sideboard, so he's forced to go for the Intuition here. Okay, Intuition being held up here. 4th land not being played. No Painter Servant from the opposing side. See a Red Elemental Blast that can counter a target blue spell. Imperial Recruiter. Not sure why he's. Oh, yeah. Blood Moon forcing him to tap down everything because otherwise he doesn't have a. So he can fetch up Painter Servant here. He can use a Red Elemental Blast to counter blue spell, so will he counter the Intuition here? I think I would. I think that's the right play. So Red Elemental Blast being counter against every spell when Painter Servant is on the battlefield but it's also a counter against blue spells when the opponent is playing blue. Ponder here. Sadly, I believe that means we won't be seeing the blue deck go off. Oh, and a show and tell on time. Oh, and oh my god, yes, a show and tell will actually finish the game here. So it's a show and omniscience, yeah. Right, so yeah, that wins him the game. So let's look at our main match again. So we see an Miracle in hand, Pyroclasm in hand, Griselbrand. Daze, Ponder, Leovold. Is going to use the extra mana probably to cast a Leovold. Yep, so that's going to take down any Griselbrand activations. But the turn 3, yeah, it's going to take down Ponder and stuff like that. The turn 3 show and tell is threatening an Miracle. That's, well, actually that will be met with a Daze or a Force of Will. Yeah, this is kind of looking good for. Yeah, I think this is looking good for Emerson here. See what? Yeah, so we find the City of Traitors. That's actually quite brutal, because that means Daze won't be doing anything anytime soon, and be forced to use the Force of Will. Yeah, forced to use Force. Probably throwing away the Daze at this point. Oh no. Oh, actually, smart play here. Daze, because yeah, he knew he was thinking of the spell pierce, and he kept the Daze because uh, he he knew there was a possibility of a spell pierce coming down here for, and he drew upon the nice, very nice. So right now, Emerson is manipulating top left library. Wasteland will be coming down next turn, and anything that Evan draws that is like a Ponder or a, that will be a dead card, and Pyroclasm isn't going to do much either. So we see Pyroclasm coming down here. That can sadly, no, it's tossy, so yeah, you can just exile a card, forcing Evan to lose 2 life, and reducing his life total to, well, a 5-turn clock. Him to Torak. Raka will shuffle the graveyard back into its library. So we'll take a look at what's left of Evan's hand here. Ponder and a Griselbrand. So the one card he wouldn't actually mind having been thrown away is still in his hand. And any land he plays will trigger City of Traitors. Yeah, so Brainstorm's not going to do anything. It's going to cast it anyway, and it's going to find out Leovold has some pretty irritating abilities. Yep, so that's what one would call a blowout. That means Evans fate sealed himself for 2 turns, and Emerson takes the win. Take a look at our side match for a while. So we see an Omniscience. We were right on time to see the Infinite play out entirely, which we didn't get to do the last time. And now one of those cards. Oh, I guess he looks up to one card. Gunning Wish. Yeah, Gunning Wish, getting that release the ants. Yep, that's the one. Now he's got release the ants. I like his deck as well. But the Enter the Infinite after Omniscience is something that I've seen in EDH as well, so it's not like it's an unknown combo. The Release the Ants and Miracle, that's pretty cool. And the Show and Tell and Omniscience is pretty cool as well. Right, so take a look at the final match of Emerson. Oh yeah, probably I should explain the combo. Let's go back for a bit. So yeah, okay. Release the Ants has the Clash ability, and so it forces the opponent to reveal the top card of his library, and it's not as powerful. It doesn't have the same converted mana cost as top card of um, Lord Prophet's library. I think Lord Prophet is Tyler. Then that is a. And then he can get it back to his hand. So unless Evan, Lorenzo would have revealed an Emrakul of his own to the release of the Fire Ants, um, that's just game because it's Clash 15 versus whatever, 15 versus Clash 15 versus whatever, get it back, and just keep on playing it. Okay, so going back to main match here, Brainstorm. Will he met with a daze? Will he respond to the daze, or will he? Don't think he will at this point. He wants to keep that force of will neatly where it is. Goes for the polluted delta here. And yeah, he's been punished for not playing the polluted delta before brainstorming. But the reason why he played brainstorm before playing the polluted delta was probably because he was searching for a better land to play. Okay, no play for no, so I can play for Evan, so not searching for more cards, just waiting patiently until I can get the sneak attack online. And Tarmogoyf for Emerson here, putting on the pressure. Wasteland coming down. Because the force of will is being kept up. Not sure what Golgari Sham is trying to do here, possibly take down a sneak attack that doesn't get played right away, doesn't get used right away. So we'll take a look at what Evan put on the top of his library here. So yeah, he has drawn sneak attack now. Oh, and a show and tell being the draw here. Which show and tell online? A show and tell sneak attack. That looks like it's going to be Evan's win here, because Emerson would have to draw. Oh, another sneak attack. Emerson would have to draw another counterspell to be able to get what he wants here. To be able to survive. Interestingly, a show and tell is not a problem for Emerson here if he hasn't required to use his force of will already. Can he find the blue? No, he hasn't found a blue card. Can he perhaps close down the game before anything untoward happens to him? So yeah, I can play Misty Rainforest, fetch it, play Deathrite Shaman, play Tarmogoyf, perhaps even fire up the Wastelands. Can he find what is needed to finish off the game? Are there already instants in the graveyard? I believe there's days. There's no Planeswalker will be exiled. So yeah, see Evan trying to win the game here likely. Wonder whether he's going for the sneak attack or for the show and tell. That looks like a show and tell. Now, personally, I wouldn't actually force of will that because I could just chase the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, so he's going to take down the Volcanic Island. Oh wait, why is he going to take down the Volcanic Island? Not sure. Yeah, so he's going to force of will. Yeah. I mean, I like that as well. Because the thing I didn't think about from Evan's perspective was that he didn't have enough red mana to doesn't have red mana to play sneak attack and activate it in one turn. Another Deathrite Shaman here coming down here. And so yeah, if sneak attack doesn't activate immediately, Golgari Shaman will actually deal with it. Plus, I think Emerson just got straight up lethal. Sneak attack. So Wasteland for the win here, taking down the second red source necessary for activating sneak attack, and that does it. Winner of this tournament is Emerson J. Lottie.